Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Anna and this is Read and Play, the series where I review fantasy books while playing video games. It's been a while since my last video because I couldn't record voiceovers for a while due to some technical issues, but I will try my best to post more frequently in the future. I have some interesting books planned for the upcoming videos, so if you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe and press that notification button. Today I would like to discuss another one of my favorites, The Final Empire, which is the first book of the Mistborn series, written by Brandon Sanderson. In the gameplay, we're gonna explore the Profaned Capital and defeat Yhorm the Giant, so stay tuned for an epic boss fight. And without any further ado, let's dissect this story. Empire is the first book of the Mistborn series. The story of Wynne, a 16-year-old thief who lives on the streets of a city called Luthadel, which is the capital of the Final Empire. The story presents the way her life changed after she finds out that she is one of the Mistborn, people who can use ingested metal particles to enhance their mental and physical abilities. She is taken under the wings of her new mentor, Kelsier, and his crew, who are planning to overthrow the Final Empire and their tyrannical leader, the Lord Ruler. Aside from learning how to use her powers, Wynne has to take on the identity of a noblewoman and attend a few social gatherings in order to find out information about the Empire's higher class. I absolutely loved the plot of this book. The story was exciting and entertaining, the pacing was well handled, and the plot twists were just simply mind-blowing. This novel focuses on some heavy topics such as PTSD, oppression, social inequality, but also some light-hearted ones such as friendship, first love, and found family. The events are mostly presented in third-person narrative from two different perspectives. One shows Wynne's side of the story and the other one shows Kelsier's side. Aside from the main storyline, each chapter begins with an epigraph, which seems to be part of someone's diary. At first, seeing these notes was a bit confusing, but later on we get to find out whose words they were, in a mind-blowing twist. This book has one of the best climaxes I've ever read. The whole story is in fact an emotional roller coaster. It's a highly engaging read full of exciting events, twists and revelations, and I absolutely loved everything about this plot. The story is set on a planet called Scadrial, which pretty much resembles Earth, except for ash falls and unnatural mists, and some unreal creatures. We get dragged into this crazy world from the first page with the sentence, "Ash fell from the sky." Most of the story happens in Luthadel, which is the capital city of the Final Empire, and the place where the big bad Lord Ruler resides. I found the political and societal world building to be quite intricate. The topic of class discrimination is handled tastefully. There's a huge divide between the nobility and the ska, which is the peasant class, who are forced to do physical labor without actual payment. I like the fact that the lifestyles of both sides were presented in detail from Wynne's perspective, and we could see the true differences between them. This book also has one of the most intricate magic systems I've ever read about. Allomancy is a magic performed by allomancers, aka people with the ability to burn or use metals, in order to fuel a variety of physical and mental enhancements and abilities. A person who can only burn one metal is known as a misting, and those who can burn more than one are known as Mistborn, like the title of the series. I also enjoyed the way the antagonist's origin story was tied to the roots of the world building. The religious aspect of the world also piqued my interest. There's this one character who knows quite a lot about a large number of religions, and he tries to find a soothing belief for various characters in the story, which was really fun to read. Considering the magic system, the cultural world building, the socio-economic dynamics, and every other aspect of the world building, I really enjoyed discovering this world. So I give it a big thumbs up. There's a large number of interesting characters in the story, and all of them are endearing and relatable in their own way. One of the best aspects of this story is the strong character development and the astonishing character dynamics. Wynne is an amazing protagonist who breaks the "I'm not like other girls" trope. I really needed a protagonist who can kick ass and enjoy wearing pretty dresses at the same time. I'm getting tired of female protagonists who act like being girly is a sin. Her character development was written in a realistic manner, given the slow pace. There was a heavy focus on the after effects of all the emotional trauma caused by Wynne's past, her uncertain lifestyle, constant fear, and her daily fight for survival. All these experiences make her character development more valuable and uplifting, and give more value to the relationship she builds throughout the story. She is one of my favorite fantasy protagonists, and she will always have a special place in my heart. Cassier is also an amazing character with a well-written backstory and an endearing personality. He is charming, charismatic, clever and cunning, also a great leader, an adept mentor and an absolute mad lad. I wholeheartedly loved the dynamics between him and Vin and the effect they had on each other. They have one of the best mentor-apprentice bonds I've ever read about. I also liked the members of Cassier's crew and the way the relationship between them was showcased through banter. There were quite a few heartwarming scenes with them just chilling, which was kind of wholesome. I've seen quite a few negative remarks about the romance arc of this book, but I have to disagree with them. I'll try to avoid spoilers, but later in the story we get introduced to another wonderful character who is a total sweetheart. He is cheeky and rebellious with a lovable attitude and a healthy obsession with books. To be honest, I really enjoyed this part of the story. And let's not forget the antagonists either. The main villain is the LeWild ruler, who is quite an interesting character with an elaborate backstory. So all in all, the character writing in this book is top notch. Another thing I've seen a few complaints about is Sanderson's writing style in this book. According to some people, it's dry and repetitive. Even if there's a little bit of truth to that, it's not distracting in any way. I'm generally a prose-focused reader, but in this case, given how amazing the plot, the world building and the character writing are, they totally balance out all the negatives of the writing style to the point that it becomes unnoticeable. So I have no complaints about it. I really enjoyed the introduction to this world. Ash fell from the sky. Vin watched the downy flakes drift through the air, leisurely, careless, free. The puffs of soot fell like black snowflakes descending upon the dark city of Luthadel. They drifted in corners, blowing in the breeze and curling in tiny windswirls over the cobblestones. They seemed so uncaring. What would that be like? The character descriptions were easily imaginable as well, like Vin's description here. She wore a simple white buttoned shirt and a pair of overalls. Indeed, she was hardly enticing, scrawny with a youthful face. She supposedly didn't even look her 16 years. Also, in the epigraph, the writing is a bit different, and I enjoyed that as well. For example, here, sometimes I worry that I'm not the hero everyone thinks I am. The philosophers assure me that this is the time that the signs have been met. But I wonder if they have the wrong man. So many people depend on me. They say I will hold the future of the entire world on my arms. What would they think if they knew that their champion, the hero of ages, their savior, died himself? Perhaps they wouldn't be shocked at all. In a way, this is what worries me the most. Maybe in their hearts, they wonder just as I do. When they see me, do they see a liar? So, to sum it up, I love this book. The plot is a solid stay up all night to read kind of story. The world building is very unique and memorable, and the characters are extremely likable. The Final Empire will always be one of my favorite books, so I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. Also, I would absolutely love if there was a video game set in this world. Seriously, CD Projekt from Software, someone should get onto this. But enough about my opinions. Have you read this book, or are you planning on reading it? Tell me in the comments below. Also, big shout out to Damage Pages who helped me come up with the text for this thumbnail. She has a really interesting taste in books, so I suggest you check her out on Instagram. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Next time I'm gonna review Malice by John Green, and since you guys voted for it, in the next episode my character will get married. So if you don't want to miss that, make sure to subscribe and press that notification button. If you are interested in bookish stuff, check me out on Instagram. I post book reviews, bookish polls, quizzes and bracket elimination games. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.